Warning! We are about to spoil Predators from 2010. If you haven't seen the movie and you plan on watching it, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen it, or you just don't care, then please, stick around. Nope, brain, it's not from 1910.
I remember that classic, released right alongside the Great Train Robbery.
When was Trip to the Moon?
Trip to the Moon was 1912.
Damn, wasn't even Trip to the Moon yet.
Yeah.
I forgot Predators was the first sci-fi movie ever made.
Exactly.
And there you go. I will add that as the opening shot.
Just bullshit. Sure, why not? Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Cinema Roulette.
So happy that we got such a good movie last week. I sure hope that streak continues.
Oh boy, so do I. And today's movie, as you can probably already guess, does not. Thanks, Wheel.
Man, we really need to stop trusting our past selves. Our past selves had horrible taste.
That tends to happen, yeah. Once you expand your mind and let go of your preconceived notions. You alright?
I forgot to put myself on Do Not Disturb, so if you heard Discord noise, it was mine. Anyway.
Anyhoosel.
Banter noises.
Okay, I guess that's it then.
I don't got anything else.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
All right, today is the 2010 movie Predators. Man, that's silence.
But silence was broken up by that man's spine hitting the ground.
I know, right? It's quiet, almost too quiet, like we're being hunted.
Oh, I get it. Like that one movie.
Platoon.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, Predators. Because I remember, I think, renting this one on DVD around the time it first came out. When did you see it last?
Sorry, I needed to touch something.
Okay.
There is a better way to phrase that.
Yes, there was.
I felt my Whoops. No. Everything's going wrong over here.
No, God, technical difficulties.
Yeah, give me a sec. I just knocked something off a table and it rolled away.
You're good.
Editing is fun.
Editing is weird. All right.
But I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters and then probably watched it on DVD when it came out at... Fuck, was Blockbuster still around?
I don't know if they were by then. I know Family Video was, by me at least. I don't know what you have over by you.
I mean, we had Family Video, but we only ever went to Blockbuster. Once Blockbuster was gone.
Yeah, that's when DVD rentals just kind of stopped.
Wikipedia says 2014, so I may have rented this from Blockbuster.
Okay. There you go.
Which still makes me feel old, either way.
Yeah. But, so yeah, about the equal length of time of us, and I remember not hating it when it first came out, but needless to say, it hasn't held up as well as either of us remember it.
Yeah, I was hoping for better. Also, we'll say, last time we covered Predator was episode 182 with Predator 2, so...
Yep. And this is currently
It's been a hot minute.
This is currently episode 231, so...
If my math is correct, it might be wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We're at least up by the 230s, so...
Yeah. Jeez. But yeah, just this... We'll get into it, but... Man, I was even when the film started, I was like, yeah, this is really getting somewhere. And then there's a point where it's just like, nope.
Nope, sorry.
But let's jump into this plot. Okay, because they wake up, fall.
I would have gone with dive in, but all right.
They're falling backwards, Cameron. That's not diving.
Okay, they're not technically jumping either. They're already falling.
No, true. So wait, did they like carry them out and then just drop them out of the side of the spacecraft, or like push them, or what?
Yeah, because those parachutes were clearly automated. The light blinked before they went off.
Either way, we wake up in the air with a man who we won't find out till the end of the movie because for some reason that counts as a twist. His name is Royce. Roy here is falling to his doom, but luckily his parachute opens and he lands in the jungle. Suddenly, another guy crashes down near him. This is Danny Trejo. I'm sure the character has a name, but they never say it in the movie. And I'm not looking on IMDb to see what it is. It's Danny Trejo.
It's literally just Danny Trejo.
Both of the... Royce here is dressed in full military gear and has a rapid-fire shotgun, or an AA-12. And Danny Trejo has dual-wield MP5Ks, also a deagle on his back, but we kind of forget that's there, so don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Danny Trejo pulls his guns on Royce. Royce aims his gun at him and is like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. What the fuck's going on with you? Shut up. Stop. Put the gun down. What the hell's going on? And then another body falls. This one didn't get the parachute, so he's just kind of dead.
Yeah. His arms twisted, his neck's the other way. He's just gone.
Yeah, it turns out falling from God knows how high isn't good for your body. Who would have guessed?
Fucking gravity.
Fucking gravity, always keeping you down. Then we meet the only character who's going to be named for a good while, Nikolai, who is a Russian soldier, and he opens fire with a minigun. Luckily, Royce is able to sneak behind him and put a gun to his head and like, hey, fucking stop it.
Because, of course, it's fucking Nikolai. If it wasn't Nikolai, it'd be Vladimir.
It's true. But he's able to convince Nikolai, like, we're not your enemy. It's whoever sent us here. And also, there's a woman here. Her name is... Hold on. Isabel. We won't find that out till the end either. But she's a IDF agent, and she has a sniper. She was aiming at them, but they quickly wave over, like, hey, let's fucking work together. Don't fucking shoot us.
Yeah.
We also see a secret Asian man. He's part of the Yakuza, but he's kind of just following behind them. They come across two people fighting. One is a dude who is part of a death squad in Africa. The other is just a prisoner played by Walton Goggins. So that's fun.
Yeah. He was going to be executed in a couple days, but now he's here.
So I'm sure he'll turn out just fine. Everyone survives Predator movies. It's easy. But they get the two to stop fighting, and Goggins' character's just like, oh, well, if we're going to start working together, we should probably go save the tree guy. What tree guy? And our final meat sack is a doctor whose parachute is stuck on a tree branch. As they're discussing how to get him down, Royce just shoots the branch and lets the dude fall into a little pond.
Yep.
So this is our merry group of meat sacks. Also, Nikolai is about to touch a flower, but not Royce. The doctor points out, yo, that's a poisonous plant. It would totally paralyze you if you got, like, touched by this stuff.
Yeah. Let me just...
Thanks, buddy.
Let me just stick my scalpel in there real quick. Test it. Yep, definitely poisonous.
And then he would obviously wipe off the poison that's so bad because it would, paralyze you if you even touched it.
Exactly.
So anyway, they travel for a bit longer. Eventually, everyone else complains to Royce, like, hey, can we take a break? And they realize a few things. One, they try to make a compass, however, it just keeps spinning. And also, the sun hasn't moved the entire time they've been traveling. So something must be fucked up. Isabel also said that she saw other parachutes fall, which is where they were heading. And those parachutes are surrounded by cages. And whatever was in them was definitely not human. Because there's gross stuff and bugs.
You.
And as they walk a bit away from the cages, suddenly they run into a bunch of traps. Luckily, no one is killed, and they find the corpse of someone who's been dead for about 2 weeks. Assumably, he set the traps and was there as a last stand, and his chest is shot out.
Mm-hmm.
then they finally get to cliffside and realize, yeah, they're not on Earth because you can see like 6 planets in the skyline.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Like, you know, those like YouTube videos you can find where it's like, what if like Saturn was the same distance as the sun? It's basically planets like that where they're just gigantic in the sky. It's actually a really cool reveal.
Yeah, it's a really cool shot. There is the science part of my brain that's like, one of those is clearly Jupiter, and if it was that
Yeah.
close to that planet, things would be fucked.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't really sustain life, and I'm assuming that it's a tidally locked planet as well, because since the sun doesn't move, I'm assuming it's tidally locked, so it doesn't rotate like the Earth, it's just facing one way. So the side of the planet they're on is jungle, while the other side's probably just ice, like Hoth.
Well, it still becomes night later.
That is true, it is, which is weird, which makes the whole sun not moving line weird.
I guess it just means it moves super slow, but it would still be moving. Whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was actually crossing my mind too, loving astronomy and space and all that.
It's to look cool. Leave it alone.
Exactly, rule of cool.
Suddenly they are a little more walking. Yeah, just assume between each plot point at this point there was at least 10 minutes of walking in this forest or jungle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, a lot of walking through the jungle.
And suddenly they're attacked by alien dogs, which I'll get into more fun facts later, but these were based off of a skull in the ship at the end of Predator 2.
Ah, nice.
They get attacked, but luckily they're able to take it out. They're able to take everything out. Okay, no, I'm right. I was making sure I didn't forget Danny Trejo stuff.
Yeah.
Because they get attacked by dogs, but after everyone's okay, they hear Danny Trejo's character saying, "Help me." And they see him kneel down in the middle of a field, lightly saying it. Before anyone goes to help him, Royce tosses a rock towards him, which sets off like a bear trap. And they realize he's bait. Isabel decides to put a bullet in the back of his head in case he is just being held hostage, basically.
Mm-hmm. Just put him out of his misery.
But however, once she puts the round in the back of his head, he still keeps talking because it's the you've seen the series. It's Predator trick. They're able to mimic voices or at least record it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was recording because they showed earlier them the two of them talking, and it was like it's probably nothing. Kept repeating it, so.
Mm-hmm. They also realize, yeah, we're being hunted because the reason they don't fight off all the dogs just before one's about to get Royce, they hear a whistle and the alien dogs retreat.
Yeah.
So it's the most dangerous game.
I thought it was Isabella who was about to be eaten.
Oh, sorry, it was Isabella.
Yeah. Which she also tries to just off herself there, which why wouldn't she wait? Okay.
Right. Oh, I almost forgot about that, where she's about to be mauled, and instead of, I don't know, waiting with the pistol so the thing's closer and you shoot it, she was going to blow her own brains out?
Yeah, she just puts the gun to her head and is about to commit suicide before the dogs fall off. It's like, why?
That seems like a real waste of ammo, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, you couldn't hit, as a sniper, you couldn't hit something running a straight fucking line.
Honestly, though.
So more walking happens. They find the Predator's camp with a Predator tied up.
Huh.
Interesting. The tied up Predator wakes up and starts yelling. The other Predators come in. Everyone is attacked. The Death Squad soldier dies during this. Everyone else tumbles down a hillside and off a cliff into another pond. I would note during this scene, somehow Royce, who is in front of the group looking at the tied up Predator, disappears and uses everyone else as bait to see the attackers.
Yeah, like he just teleports to the other side somehow where none of the Predators hurt him.
And none of his teammates saw him
Yep. Nope.
go away. He's just in full military gear, very stealthy.
Yeah. He had to unlock the special Predator cameo that gives 100% invisibility rating.
It's true. Isabel's a bit pissed that he did this, but while she's yelling, he's like, "You clearly knew what that thing tied to the tree was." And Isabel admits that she knows about the events from the first Predator movie.
Yep, and she reiterates to the group what happened, and they don't really have a name for it, and they defeat it by covering themselves in mud. So we know
Well, that'll
that
be
now.
useful. I'm sure they'll do it right away. Oh, wait. They decide, though, that best option is to hunker down and wait for the enemy to come into their trap. Because it works so well for the last guy they saw who did that. I didn't even think about that while we were watching it, but saying it out loud now, it's like, wait a second.
Yeah, I'm noticing even more plot holes just you recapping the plot.
However, hunkering down is taking too long, so they use Doctor as Dr. Bait and have him go run around. Something does chase after him, and they shoot it, but that clearly wasn't one of the Predators.
Technically.
Although technically it kind of was.
We'll get into that.
Isabel shoots the not Predator, but realizes she missed, so something else had to shoot. Suddenly, a Predator uncloaks behind Royce, but it's not a Predator. It's Lawrence Fishburne. He has top billing. He's going to be here for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne's character's name is Nolan. He was sent here like everyone else, but he's been here for at least 9 hunting seasons. According to him. He's kind of loopy, having been alone for so long. He even talks to someone who isn't there.
Yeah, I was going to make the joke. Yeah, according to him. And him.
But he takes him back to his base, which is a crashed spaceship, and gives us a bit of exposition. There are multiple types of predator on this planet. There is the predators that we know from the first 2 movies and the super predators, and they're having sort of a turf war or just a race war. It's a whole thing. They're fighting each other and also using this as a hunting ground.
Yeah, so that predator we saw tied up earlier was one of the OG predators being hunted by the super predators.
Also, by that camp is one of the predator ships, which Royce gets the idea of, hey, let's get on the ship and then fly it out of here. Do you know how to fly a ship? No, but what other option do we really have?
Yeah. The funny thing is, when Lawrence Fishburne was like, oh yeah, a ship, I never thought of that. I actually couldn't tell if he was being sarcastic or serious.
It did take a second for me too, just like, did you really not think of that? No, he's joking.
Yeah.
But Nolan has, okay, yeah, sure, that's a plan. How about you just take a load off? I'm gonna sleep. There's water over there. There's food over there. Go nuts. We get some development. By that I mean we get a few more character traits for everyone. They're still basically walking cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
However, suddenly there's smoke in the room. Nolan is trying to suffocate everyone to take their supplies so he can survive longer.
Yep, because he's a scavenger.
Sure, that's the
movie.
reason. I don't even know if that was really his point or if he was just having a psychotic break,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, no, one of the characters literally says out loud, he's a scavenger, that's what he does, or something like that, or he wants our supplies.
I know they do, but it was
It's just
but
dumb.
even when they say, I was like, really?
Yeah. Because he's like, kind of goes nuts and is just talking back and forth to himself, like, no, you didn't want this, no, it's more people to feed, blah, blah, blah. It's just fucking weird.
Either way, Royce shoots a shotgun round at him. However, he misses. He didn't hit anything, but he did. He hit the outer wall of the ship, which luckily there's a scouting predator right outside who sees the explosion. Then the cavalry is coming in.
Yeah, I like how he said him calling it the cavalry and as if he knew exactly where the predators would be.
And then Tracer shows up and she's like, cheers, love!
Tracing paper!
But yes, the scout predator goes into the ship, runs into Nolan, and then the laser can, which sometimes blows off an arm, sometimes takes a chunk out of a tree, turns Nolan into chunky salsa.
Literally just explodes.
Bye, Lawrence Fishburne. Hope the top billing was worth it.
For that 10 to 12 minutes you had.
I think it was like 16, but
Something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
And then the predator comes to the room they're locked in, and it kicks open the door, and then it goes away for some reason.
It's because the guy was unarmed.
No, no, no. When they're still trapped in the room, it's like pounding on the door, and it breaks it down, and then
that's right.
they're just allowed to leave.
Yeah, it just disappears because they throw the flare. That's right. Well, yeah, what was up with that?
I guess he wanted a fair fight.
I guess.
They try to run out of the ship. However, Dr. Man gets lost, and then he catches up with the group, but he's trapped behind a wall, and they're like, sorry, dude, sucks to suck. But luckily, Nikolai is a nice person, and he runs back for the doctor, but they run into a predator. Nikolai takes him on by himself while the doctor runs away, and then pulls the pit in on his own grenade, which is a movie grenade, so it makes a giant fireball that fills the entire ship.
It's a little ridiculous, and they even jump out of the ship and like fire spits out of the opening. And
whoa!
I did say that kind of like, whoa, gnarly, dude.
So we're down a bunch of people. We still also a Yakuza guy. He speaks English and also has a sword now.
Yes, he found one in the ship. Also, I forgot if we mentioned there are 3 super predators hunting them. So we've killed off
2 now.
Yeah, so we've killed off one of them. I just didn't know if we said there were 3. I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there are 3 of the super predators. Also, we had a little conversation of we are the real monsters because they figure out that's the connection. Is they're all killers except the doctor. He's probably just a dude.
Oh, he's just totally a dude. They didn't say something earlier about like, oh, we're all heavy hitters, and he's like doesn't fit.
Also, a second predator comes up while they're cheering on killing the first of the supers. They kill Walton Goggins and tear his spine out. Looks dope.
Yep.
The Yakuza guy's like, go on, I will stay back and fight. And then he duels the Predator. It's pretty sick, honestly. And however, it ends with both of them dying.
Yep. 2 down, 1 to go.
While running back to the Predator camp, Doc gets his leg stuck in what looks like a bear trap. And Royce realizes, yeah, this isn't that wasn't supposed to kill you. It's supposed to injure you to slow us down. So fuck off.
Yeah.
But Isabel is like, no, we have to save him. And then he's like, okay, you just catch up then. And Royce runs ahead. Isabella stays to help him. Royce makes it back to the camp and sees the tied up predator and chops him down and is like, hey, you know how to fly the ship? You're going to help me get back to Earth. I cut you down. We all win. And knowing English, the predator gets cut down, puts on his mask and his gear, and is like, here is Earth. This is where you want to go, yes?
You do understand me.
And Royce is like, yeah. So the predator uses his auto start that's on his wrist thing, because for some reason he has control of the super predator ship, even though they were fighting.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like a Watch Dogs phone. It can just hack into anything.
Yeah. Because they both are able to use it, because the one predator has it, and then later on the other predator uses it.
Or maybe he takes it off the other predator, because the last super predator shows up, and it's an all-out predator fight. Yes, I stole that from Dead Meat. Moving on. But the predators go 1v1. Royce runs off to the ship. And it turns out Super Predator is stronger than a normal predator and chops his head off. We see the ship about to take... Isabel and the doctor fell into a net trap, and the Super Predator tossed them into a pit. But we see the ship about to take off, and the Super Predator comes up, and he goes beep, boop, boop, beep, and then the ship explodes in midair. So Royce must be dead!
Cheating bitch.
We never even got to learn his name.
Ah, he was so mysterious.
And white. But we cut back to Doc and Isabel, who are like, I'm sure we're going to make it out of here. Nah, maybe not. And Doc cuddles her. Not cuddle. Cut-ol.
You tried to do like a Lyle thing and it kind of failed.
Yeah, because I realized how much it sounded like something else. But
Yeah.
he cuts her on the shoulder with the blade that was with the neurotoxin or whatever. And she starts to go numb and delirious, and he's like, I'm I'm not a doctor. I'm a serial killer, and I'd rather stay here with all these hunters as a serial killer with a
Uh,
fucking scalpel than go back to Earth.
After all, we're the real predators.
I'm I'm with my people along with monsters.
It's so dumb.
Okay, edgelord.
Yeah.
Anyway, luckily Royce gets back, but didn't hear any of that. So the doctor immediately lies, like, "Oh, they gave her something. Don't know what happened."
Yeah, she's paralyzed. Yeah, I didn't. Yep.
But the after helping, the doctor tries to attack Royce, but Royce is, a trained military man, so kicks the shit out of him, almost nearly kills him, but then leaves him in the center of the Predator's camp as bait.
Yep.
The Super Predator comes in, goes to check on the doctor, rolls him over, and yeah, that's about like 6 grenades, and the pin just got pulled. I'd reference something, but it's a spoiler, and we try not to spoil other movies on this.
Yes.
The explosion doesn't kill the Super Predator. Luckily, Royce fights a bit. Isabel, even in her drugged up state, is able to get a shot off at least, and they kill the Super Predator.
Yay! Adrian Brody did the thing from the first movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said the thing. He covered himself in mud and said the thing where he's like, kill me now." Anyway, then they see more parachutes coming down, and they're like, "Let's get off this fucking planet." And the movie ends with a sequel that we'll totally get to next time.
Yeah. They hard sequel bait it, and it just never happened.
It was answered in the comics, though, what happens.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes. Would you like to know now?
Let's start out with that, sure.
In the comics, at least from the brief bit I skimmed over, they they fight off like a predator that has 4 arms at some point, like an extra mutant one.
Okay.
But yeah, they kill a few more predators, and they survive for, I think, another season or two, and then they eventually get to a ship. Isabel goes home, but Royce feels he would never fit in with society anymore. He's too used to killing.
Really?
So he he just stays to keep hunting predators.
Of course.
Remember, because he knows what it's like to enjoy killing.
Yeah, that stupid line from earlier. But yes, man, just overall, I know we dogged it a lot. It's not a bad movie, just very mediocre and middle of the road, honestly.
This is very much if you were on a plane with nothing else to watch, fine.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah, where should we even start with this?
Start? I think that we can start with the main glaring issue. Thanks, brain. It's the fucking pacing, and the pacing is so good at the start of like saying up everything quickly, and then it's just walk in the woods for 15 minutes. Something happens. More walking in the woods.
Yeah, it's really weird because like it starts out pretty strong, like with just action, getting everything moving along, but like it just hard slows down. It's weird because it's kind of just all over the place. It has a big issue with keeping up the tension. Like at no point really was I on the edge of my seat in this film, except for maybe a bit at the beginning.
It's also hard to be on the edge of your seat when no one is given a name except Nikolai.
Yeah. Like, the characters are probably, like, on, like, the pacing, are we still on the pacing?
We're still on pacing, I was just saying.
Yeah. Did you have anything else to add to that?
It just drags so much throughout the movie that any tension that could be there, like, you never feel like they're being hunted.
Yeah, exactly. Like they say that they're in danger, and the character's like, "Oh my gosh," and reacting, but it's just the movie doesn't do enough showing. There's like way too many sections where they just slow down and give exposition. Like most of the way the characters find out the information is just exposition dumps.
I think the main thing is in the original Predator, even when they're just traveling in the woods, we get shots from the Predator's heat vision
Yeah,
POV, so we know they're close.
exactly. They keep up. Yeah, they keep up the tension. The threat is always there, and I get that they were trying not to show the predator until about the midway point, just to keep the tension. But the problem is there's not enough of it there. It's not enough of a credible threat before you see them. You just see like maybe one or two shots in the heat vision, and that's it. Not like barely even the outline until they stumble on the camp.
Which also doesn't super work for a sequel because we know what predators are. We know how they work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if they were
Uh,
going by the logic of maybe some people's first time in Predator, maybe, but they spend way too long setting up the world. And I think the other biggest issue is besides like all the other side quests and additions, they still just basically adhere to the plot of the first movie.
yeah, just they cut out the action scene where they attack the one village.
Basically, yeah, like you come into the jungle in a different way, granted, but you come into the jungle, we run into like crazy stuff. They do the thing where they tumble off the cliff, and then they at the
Oh,
end.
we have a girl who doesn't talk much but
Yeah.
knows more about the predator, and we have to interrogate her at one
Yep,
point.
we got that, and then we just basically copy paste the finale of the first one at the end, like blatantly copy paste it.
Wasn't it cool that he was like lightly covered in mud?
Yeah, like oh my god, yeah, that's the thing about the originals. Arnold was like actually in the fucking mud, like crawling around and shit, and like they did a point to make it look dark and around his whole body. Like here, it's just kind of a few splatters of mud, like mostly on the shoulders, arms, a bit on the chest. But other than that, there's no way he was covered entirely.
Also, why are you trying to like hide yourself when you're blatantly yelling
Yeah,
at him?
you're yelling at him, and you have the fire behind as a distraction for the heat vision. So what? Why? No, I think it's literally just because it was in the first movie, but there it made more sense. Because the way Arnold finds it out is more natural after he falls off the cliff. He's in the mud, and the predator's right there. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I figured this out." It's a more natural progression of it, as opposed to just this is how they work. This is what happens, and we're gonna do that eventually, but not now. Walk through the woods.
More walking.
More walking. Oh,
It's just the Tom Hardy Lord of the Rings song.
Yeah.
They walk.
Yes. Oh my god. And I think that the thing that's infuriating about that is like the film has cool ideas. Like I think some of the ideas in there are really cool, like the different like alien species. Like it's cool to explore that. Like things that you think would be awesome, like a sword duel between the predator and like two different predators, a super predator and a regular predator. But by the time we actually get to the action scenes, they just feel so generic for some reason. There's no tension involved. It feels like they're like shot nice. Like the cinematography isn't bad by any means, but like the action scenes are just not. Ugh.
I think it just comes back around to there's no real reason given to care about the characters.
Yeah, let's delve into that for a bit because my goodness, were the characters two-dimensional.
They're just soldiers and a prisoner and a doctor who later becomes evil.
Yeah. Like
I think you said best during the movie where it was like it doesn't feel like anyone's developing. They just switch every scene or so.
It was basically, yeah, like the way they act towards each other, like the character motivations just seem to like switch on a dime. It's weird. I hate you, but now I'm going to help you and we're going to act kind of friendly, but then I hate you again. Or like the doctor, oh yeah, I'm totally evil now, and oh gosh. And I think that's just the issue, is just so cliche ridden. Like
Yeah, and here's the thing. This script has been worked on since 95.
yeah, I read that Robert Rodriguez, who wrote it, he had been developing it since he was shooting Desperado. I think it might have been a case of either like forgetting about for too long and then not really developing it properly, or just overthinking it and over developing it, where like the earlier drafts were probably kind of better.
Yeah. Well, The earliest draft was apparently kind of insane.
Really?
Yes, to get into this a little, to line up on just being down on this movie,
Yeah.
the original script called for 200 predators,
Okay.
and also the predators were going to ride motorcycles and be drinking alien beer. Instead of having this hunting planet, they had a whole coliseum, and Dutch was going to be kidnapped from the
Oh,
first movie and thrown into the coliseum to fight other aliens and predators and stuff.
that's bonkers. That sounds amazing.
It's out. I think Predator fans would have been mad,
Yeah.
but it would have been really sick.
Oh my god, right? Like biker predators? Fuck yeah.
But they were still, even after rewrites for this movie, they were going to go with the 200 Predators thing. But even the director stopped and said, for the last movies we had, one Predator was a threat to a group just as big as this. There's no
Yes.
fucking way they can win against 200.
Exactly. That's too far fetched. You've already established the sheer strength and power of this thing. Like,
Yeah, at least they were thinking enough to be like, okay, hold on, that's a bit too far for this.
but yeah, I think another issue with the characters is just the dialogue. Like you said, they like the time between scenes should have been used to like add to the characters or like give an emotional like center or something to it. But no, it's just random BS, and there's some very like early 2000s isms starting to die.
Yeah, here's Walton Goggins as a prisoner, and he has a sexy girl on her chest. Is that your girlfriend? No, it's my sister.
Yep.
Da 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 da. Hey.
Yep.
Or even Nikolai pulls out a fucking picture of his two
Yeah.
kids. Guess who's going to die in the next 2 minutes?
Oh, fucking right. Oh, yes, these are my kids. I cannot wait to get back to them. Like, oh my god. Yeah, and I think the thing is too, just a lot of the characters, especially like Adrian Brody, just felt so like edgy, like you were trying so hard to make him so cool. Oh, we won't say his name. He's so mysterious and distant.
And then his amazingly cool name is Royce.
Royce. Yeah. Right. Oh my god, it's just it's hilarious, but sadly enough, it's not worth watching even as like a funny bad movie. It's just kind of boring for most of it, honestly.
It's just, if we rate on one of those other
Oh.
systems, it might be like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
One of those noob systems now.
what something a lamer podcast would use. It's stupid.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there are good aspects of the film. Like the practical effects are really good. I appreciated the way they mixed practical with CG, like some of those sets they actually built, so that was nice.
Yeah, the jungle sets and all that still look great. When the alien dog things are CG, it looks dated because it's 2010. But they do have practical puppets that are used, and when those are used, they're rad as fuck.
Yeah, mostly just for the dead ones, the dead bodies. Like they actually built that thing.
Also, the one that's attacking Goggins, that was a full-on puppet.
Oh, nice. Okay. Also, why don't we mention
And
the other aliens too?
Just real quick, the people who did the effects in this movie are the same people who did effects for The Walking Dead, actually.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
They went on to do that. That's cool.
But the other alien, the one that was chasing the Doctor and got sniped by Nolan, that was the original design of Predator that they were going to do in '87, but I forget the reasoning they didn't go with it. Honestly, it didn't look as scary as what we eventually got.
No,
so.
it didn't look as scary and or rad as the current Predator design. Yeah, but that's just cool as a little nod to that.
A little nod, and then it gets taken out like a total bitch.
Yep.
Now I'm just thinking of there's a Godzilla movie, and in it the Godzilla from 1998
Yeah.
shows up, and then the Japanese Godzilla just
Yep.
kicks its ass.
I think that's Final Wars.
I think it is, but yeah, they like throw it into
Yep.
the Sydney Opera House or something.
Yeah, they call him Zilla instead of Godzilla.
He is no god. He is mortal.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. It's just overall a really disappointing movie, and I think that the reason that I think the reason I was a little kinder back then is because the only two Predator movies we have were Predator 1 and 2, and then the AVP movies, at least the first one. I forget if the second one was out by that time, too. I think it was, actually.
Yes, we had just finished both AVP movies, so Predator was already kind of low, and this is
Yeah.
better than AVP because it's R. But
Yeah, he didn't PG-13 it, and actually, like, I don't know, but it'd be silly to compare those, but, yeah, it's just that there wasn't as many Predator movies, and like they've since, with the exception of one, been done so much better by then that it's like not even funny. So like we've made better movies, and just in hindsight, it just, I think the long and short of it is it has not aged well.
oh, don't worry, it's gonna look great when we get to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of that, there was originally going to be a plot point that the super predators hunt for DNA, and then they would genetically modify themselves to be better hunters.
Ah, okay.
But don't worry, they saved that plot point for the next movie.
Oh, goody.
uh, I will say also, this is nothing. I couldn't find any way to anyone who's asked the question or if it was confirmed in any way, but the Yakuza guy Hanzo, Hanzo's apparently his name according to IMDb.
Hanzo.
But he before he gets the sword, he has a Beretta 92, which looks oddly like Revy's pistol from Black Lagoon. It even has an extended barrel and pearl grips.
Yeah, so that'd be really fucking cool if that was a reference.
I will say, to give light praise to the movie, the sound design is awesome.
Sound design's really good. Yeah, apparently they record a whole bunch of new like clicks and different sounds and effects for it too. So yeah, the sound design's really fucking good. The Predators sound great, and just the jungle ambiance. Whoever did that, props to them.
Also, like the gunfire, Brody's shotgun sounds really badass.
Just a very satisfying, almost like two 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 sound. It's like,
There's good sound design. The score is weird.
It's odd. It goes very like John Williams for some reason.
Yeah, it sounds Indiana Jones at times.
And then like I swear there was a thing that sounded very Star Wars, like the doo 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 doo. Like it was just odd. And it was a bit jarring in place. Like it wasn't bad overall, but there were a couple of spots where I was just like, really? This is what we're going with?
I think that also drags the movie down slightly because, like, the characters are trying to be so edgy, and then we have this weirdly whimsical music, and tone just doesn't mesh.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is another big problem, is like tone. It's not terrible, but it could have been done. There's just, it's something where it's done so subtly enough that I think it's just off-putting a bit subconsciously. Because it's not like distracting by any means. It's just it's just odd. It's just a thing that's always there.
Yeah, it's very noticeable.
Yeah, one of those things where it's like, once you hear it, you can't really unhear it.
Oh, I forgot to mention a fun fact about Danny Trejo.
Oh yes, please do.
So, when the movie was in pre-production, according to the director Robert Rodriguez on the commentary, in the script, that character was described as a guy who looks like Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo heard about this, called them up, and said, "Hey, I look like Danny Trejo."
That's fucking awesome. I was gonna say, I didn't know if someone would suggest, why don't you just get Danny Trejo, or if he... That's awesome that he actually called them up. Nice.
I don't know why he wouldn't just... Robert Rodriguez is good friends with Danny Trejo. He's in most of his movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's known him since he was filming Desperado when he originally wrote the script, so...
Yeah. He was in Spy Kids, he was in
Yeah.
Desperado. I forget if he was in Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I forget too.
Editing is weird. What? Yeah, just... I will if the movie has been covered by reviewers I like, I will often rewatch before the episode in case they also have research of behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with Dead Meat's kill count, they cut out so much talking about the walking in this movie. I was like, holy shit, this movie could have been 30 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why there was so much walking. They're like, this isn't movie length. We need to pad it because it's only an hour 45.
Yeah, and my god, due to the pacing, it drags.
Yeah, that's just the biggest issue. Starts out with a nice promise and then just nope.
If it just kept that breakneck speed, it would have been a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like once they find out it's an alien planet, it's like, okay, we gotta slow down.
Ooh, yeah. Build that tension that we're not building. But yeah, just overall, yeah.
Yeah, just well, Cameron.
Yes, Justin?
As we do with every movie, we do need to rate it with our normal rating system.
Oh, of course. And the audience already knows what that is. But if you're just tuning in with us, why don't we say it?
Okay.
Was that me? Hello?
Yeah, I'd rate it the same.
Ah, yes. You get it. Let us know your thoughts.
Okay. Well, it's nice to be back in the building of mid-tier again. However, we need to do what this show is all based around.
Yeah.
And we are still on the series wheel, which, due to scheduling, we're going to also spin a 5th time after this, even though we usually only do 4.
Yes, it's time for the bonus bet.
It's not a bonus bet yet. This is still a normal spin. Next episode's bonus bet.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. But you should also stay tuned for whatever is next, because the series wheel is full of movies you have heard of or even seen, and then you can go, wow, I've heard of that, and then tell your friends to listen to this podcast, and then they'll look at you again and just be like, Frank, I haven't seen you in years. What are you talking about? Which, if that's the case, you do have to knock them unconscious and then bring them back to your home, tie them to a chair, and then make them listen to every episode at the same time.
It's the only way.
It's the only way, Frank. Anyway.
Yeah.
We have a couple series left. We're gonna do the thing, because it is time to spin. Cameron.
Yes, Justin?
It was so close to Bond. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, you son
It was
of a bitch.
right there.
Oh, you son of a bitch. What we get?
But we are going to finish a series on the wheel with the last Mad Max movie.
Yeah! Furiosa!
So yes, next up we will cover, this might be the most recent movie we've covered for a while, with
so.
Furiosa.
Oh yeah, it was either 24 or 25. I forget.
I think it's 24.
I think you're right, yeah.
But that won't technically be the most recent movie, because we do have some 2025 movies on here. But those will be much later. So for now, this will probably be our closest to modern day movie covered.
Yes.
Unless we covered something while it was in theaters, which I don't think we have.
We have not. And I don't think we're going to.
We almost did for Flatliners.
We were close, yeah.
Yeah, that's a joke for the one person who is for some reason stuck with this show.
Which, thank you, and I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Anyway, hopefully we're gonna have a better time.
Yes. So, we will see you then.
In next episode.
Yeah.
Cinema Roulette.